The basis of fan games involves building off the framework that the original game established. From there, the new creator uses their own ideas to turn the original game into something unique. This is not always the case, but I am not here to talk about that. A major element that helps give the game a unique identity is the inclusion of new mechanics. You can shape the experience by changing what the player encounters in the game world. Not only does the mechanic itself do this, but also how the mechanic works. This is the major killer of FNF mods. There are far too many that are damaged by an unbalanced or unfitting mechanic. For it to be this widespread, it had to come from somewhere. So today, I will be breaking down the songs that were the first to utilize the most common mechanics seen in FNF mods. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, please leave a like and subscribe. Hell Clown was the first song to implement hurt notes. Hold on a second. I have already analyzed this song and have continued to refer back to it whenever I discuss hurt notes. As a reminder, hurt notes will deal damage if you hit them, but Versus Tricky was smart by making it harder to hit them. So, what else is there to discuss? Quite a bit, actually. The origin of custom notes in FNF mods is a little confusing. The first song to have hurt notes, or a new note type in general, was Madness. They have been here since version 1, but they only appear on the opponent's side. So, what do they do? Well, we can find out. This is quite a surprise. The flaming notes had their functionality and even an animation from Boyfriend before the first song that would intentionally include them on the player's side. That means the developers were likely planning the songs of version 2 before the release of version 1. Well, when Hell Clown came around, it brought them with force. It also brought one of the most difficult compositions ever done for an FNF song. The music of Hell Clown does not stick to a 4/4 time signature. It changes multiple times throughout the song, featuring a 5/4, a 7/4, a 4/4, and a 9/4. This song is thoroughly impressive with the quality of its composition, and then you consider the rest of the elements. The expressive, detailed art, the intense music based on Madness combat, the captivating story, the incredible flow of the chart and its errors, and an interesting difficulty curve by having the same flow of notes on both lower difficulties, with Easy being the only one without the flaming notes. The song is outstanding for what it displayed. If you want to learn more about the Versus Tricky mod, you could check out my previous analysis using the card icon. Ha! Genocide was the first song to utilize health drain, but not just one. It has two different types of health drain, an automated one and a singing-based one. The automated one will take health away at a set rate. The singing-based one will take a set amount of health with every note that the opponent hits. These two have a peculiar setup for how they function. The auto one will only occur if a note has spawned on Tabby's side, so it is technically not an automated health drain in the truest sense. The singing one is triggered by a note spawning on Boyfriend's side, in which it will remain active for the rest of the song. Since they stack on one another, they are both fairly weak, but the damage is made up by the amount of notes Tabby sings. So much so that the player's health starts at 100% and could reach a new max of 150%. This is also specific to the hard difficulty. Both of the lower difficulties will start your health at the normal 50%. Normal only features the automated health drain, while easy features neither of them. The health drain also kills, and with the notes giving and taking more health, it increases the pressure. There was a lot done to achieve a good balance, so it is a shame that the engine itself is buggy in this mod. Moving on, the art and animation do an incredible job at setting the scene. Even the smaller things like the chromatic aberration and after images support the mood. The screen shake is only on hard, likely because Tabby is singing less on the lower difficulties. Or at least he should be. The music helps to build the serious atmosphere, playing to Tabby's character, and the voices have a great flow that works well with the music. The chart is where things get strange. The vast majority of the chart is one note too late, putting it out of sync with the vocals. Even if it were in sync, there are some errors. And don't even get me started on the mini jack staircases. Regardless, this song is specially tailored to define this mod. Termination was the first song to feature a dodge mechanic. It is upsetting that borderline every single dodge mechanic is not rhythm-based. I understand that it is more difficult to program a rhythm-based dodge compared to a timer-based dodge, but for the sake of the gameplay experience, go the extra mile. It does a lot more than you would think. In Termination, you will see 2 warning flashes before a buzzsaw strikes on the 3rd beat. The song tells you this at the start, and with a high BPM, you have to be ready for it. Failure results in death, and the dodge itself does not last long. Quite punishing, but the use of rhythm is a good balance. Even though it will occur while you sing, it always aligns with a note, so timing it is not too difficult. The sad part is that the mechanic is the best part of this song. The music does not offer much, although it does help to set the tension. The vocal flow is awful through the consistent use of note spam, and the vocals themselves are not the most pleasant. The robot can have some sympathy, but Boyfriend's voice could have been better. The robot's animations are pretty expressive given that it is extending out of QT's back. This mod was made during the Witty era, and this song embraces the issue of that era, attempting to be as difficult as possible through raw charting while still being a song. Add on some charting errors, and this song has a lot to be desired. I have discussed difficult charts. I have discussed difficult mechanics. But God Eater introduced difficult controls. What? Versus Shaggy was the first mod to add extra keys. Kaioken was the first song in the mod to do this by having 6 keys, but God Eater is the synonymous one with its 9 keys. It should be obvious, but playing 9 keys, or even 6 keys, is much more difficult. It is also difficult in a way that 4 keys cannot simulate. The newest version added a difficulty called 4-Key Mania, where they attempted to simulate the difficulty of the extra keys for 4 keys. They did some difficult note combinations, but recreating the struggle of playing extra keys is simply not possible. Going from 4 keys to 6 was the equivalent of learning controls for the first time. 9 keys makes that even more true, creating a unique style of difficulty. Alongside that, the rest of the elements pull their weight. The art and animations are simple, but they do a lot to create the scene. The music is a great tune with chiptune elements that depict Shaggy as going all out, despite how little power he may be using. The voices work well, even though it does feel weird that Shaggy is singing to fight music. Well, this is the most powerful being in existence, so it certainly plays to his character. For all that it does, it is a small error away from being perfect. That is all of the songs that I have to discuss. Here's a recap of my scores for each song. I am sure you noticed a pattern with these mechanics. Despite the mass number of FNF mods, the songs that did them first had better implementations than any other mod. It requires more work, but the end result will be worth it. Feel free to share your thoughts on the songs in the comments below. Until next time.